4.5 weeks out. It's Chitty Tuesday, and we got some Cuban coffee. Now I can lift like Ronnie. Now I can lift though. I'm not even gonna go there. Not even gonna go there. If you're ever in Miami, you need a quick pick me up. Boom, cafecito. All right, so we've been using this skid machine a little bit different than our usual preps. I don't know, this Smith machine for some reason just feels really good. So we've been utilizing it in the beginning of our chest routine for the last couple of weeks. What did you train?
Days off, train your shoulders tomorrow. Your shoulders, I'll take the pictures. I'm all swole from shoulders.
Yeah, I have to. Andrew, since I moved, I'm still looking for good lighting. The new situation that I'm in. I was spoiled in the last place with good lighting, so he keeps on complaining. He's like, this sucks. He's like, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, you know, in that spot where Carlos videos you doing posing in the gym, he's like, I want you to take progress.
Yeah, the problem is that it looks good from up here, but then the light doesn't follow through to the legs.
You're talking about
these pictures here.
These here?
Yeah, it's like you're not going to get a complete look. And then when at my old house, I had good lighting because the light would come in from the side enough, so I took it by the window, they come in. But then the way my house is faced now, that when I take those shots, it's not the same. The light's coming from the back, so they're not getting them. So
we'll have to.
So what I did was I did them here on Sunday morning around 10 o'clock in the morning because the light's still here, but it reflects, and it came, and that's where those pictures came out, top to bottom, came out good.
Yeah. You probably have to go into the posing room again.
I think I found a spot finally. It's a little too late, but I found
Same concept here when we're training, just like we did on back day, where it's a progressive overload. We're gonna slowly start increasing the weight. We're slowly going to get heavier and heavier and heavier. And the whole point is not to train every set until failure. We're going to just gradually go up, feel the weight, allow the weight to allow your muscles to feel what the weight feels like, and then gradually move up without going to failure. And then the last set, once you got all the weight up there, then you take it as far as you can, and then we'll come back down again, and we'll do another set for reps. So yeah. Oh. And today's outfit is provided by Young LA. Fresh joggers, fresh tank. I think Carlos is wearing a Young LA shirt too. This training session is also brought to you by XT Labs, bringing you the highest quality supplements on the planet.
Yes, sir.
Amen to that. And that set was brought to you by Primal Nutrition. If you're ever in Miami and need some meals, they got you covered. I could do this all day. Oh, and if you haven't seen, the new waist trainers came in. We got two new colors. We got pretty pink, and we got OG green camo. Kind of looks good with this outfit, actually, I'm wearing. Kind of looks pretty cool. If this wasn't reserved for a customer already, since they sell like hotcakes, I'd be wearing it. Well, I usually wear it for a cardio, but anyways. More colors coming soon, restocking of more. Just check out the IG page. Yep. So me and Andrew keep on throwing the throwing the idea of doing 1-2-12 show for shits and gigs. He goes, which he makes a point. He's like, don't do a show that has a 212 and classic and miss out on making points for classic because you're trying to have fun and do 212 show. If you're gonna do 212 show, make sure it does not have classic in it, which makes sense.
Yeah.
When he said, I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right.
I would just, after you qualify for the classic, it's like then do the 212 because you're coming off already, and you know, you can put a little weight back on.
And you could put a little weight back on. Because the way that we were trying to, if we were to do something like that, is to break the shows up evenly. So it would be like the first show, it would be Puerto Rico, then 2 weeks later, Dallas, 212.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, Fort Lauderdale. And then that's the long haul is going from that to Tampa, and then from Tampa to the Olympia.
I think you want to keep the momentum of the classic to qualify before the 212.
Yeah, he said if anything, he goes, if you were gonna do something, do it after.
I don't have to qualify.
Yeah.
Like maybe Tampa.
Well, Tampa, I would want to do classic.
You have to already qualify though.
It's not by wins.
If you get 2 tops already,
Points.
you'd be enough already.
Ah, it's so scary.
If you get a win,
It's so scary.
if you get a win, let's say worst case, a win in the top 3, you're in.
20 get in.
Yeah, if you get a win in a top 3 at the next show, you're in. Let's go. 2 on this one here.
Let's go.
Come on.
Boop. Good. They changed the whole point system this year. Qualification series, it used to be that if you were to win a show, you automatically qualify for the Olympia, thinking that if you're good enough to win a pro show, you're good enough to be at the Olympia. But I guess, since there's so many pro shows now, they can't have every single person qualify, so yeah, there's too many, so
that's different than the bodybuilding show though.
so now but the problem is that they're it's a retroactive rule, meaning that before they announce this in the beginning of the year, everybody after the Olympia that won, that if they would have done the ruling for Rio, they all qualified already. So there's already, before the 20 point system, there's already like 15 that are qualified. So there's gonna be like 37 people at the Olympia, doing the Olympia, 37 guys.
You know what's funny, that even back in the day when the top 3 at small show, the top 5 bodybuilding qualified for Olympia, we still only have 50 guys.
Still only have 15.
You know why? Because all the guys that do shows, it's money.
Yeah. Come on!
Let's work it here. Let's go.
Let's do it! 1, 2, 3, got it!
Here we go. Hey, come on.
4, 5, 6,
Let's go.
7, 8,
Go. 2 more. Let's go.
9,
Go.
10,
Come on.
11, go! Ah! One, 2, 3. 1.
Get it.
Yeah, one more!
Come on.
Right! Even the Cuban liquid crack still making me sleepy. Whew. I'm not that I'm a stim junkie or anything, but it doesn't do anything to me anymore. I guess, when you're on Clen and then you drink like a Monster energy drink or whatever, or Bang or whatever, it's like you're just drinking it for flavor because it's nice and sweet.
and coffee, it doesn't really, there's no more pep to these stimulants anymore once they're at, you know, the end of the road of the prep. All right, so the next exercise that we're doing is, Carlos taught me this one. You guys have probably seen it in my other videos. It's like a modified fly press.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And every time that you come up into the movement, you're gonna be twisting the dumbbell so your pinky is actually coming in to your chest this way, versus if you were just pressing it, you get a nice squeeze as you're turning the palms. So this is a really good exercise that I've been doing it for. I've been doing it for almost 3 years already because of him. Blup, blup.
6 here. Set on a very low inclines, enough to get upper chest. You know, the higher you go, the more front delt you get. So you want front delt, you want chest. There's a nice low incline is what you want for chest, not the high inclines. But I think the high incline gets you upper chest, all it does is get shoulders. So you want to keep it down here, and that gets you where you want to be.
Get so tight. Place contacted me on Instagram. They had a Miami. I forget their name. They have a weird name. I should probably know their name. But they're gonna do one of those IV treatments with L-carnitine in it, like actual IV L-carnitine, not the bullshit L-carnitine that you drink and you just shit out. Like the legit IV L-carnitine.
Man, you stick something in my veins, they're gonna come out like the Hulk. They're gonna come out like.
Oh my god. Yeah, it should be interesting because I've done those IV treatments before, but never like with stuff like that.
John when he came in at the seminar.
Oh yeah.
They had him set up. The company was there doing IV treatments on him.
The IVs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I did see him, but I don't know what the hell they had. Like, some of them are just basic, like, you know, antioxidants and amino, like
yeah, so a small setup, we all had to share needles, so it was like, you know, I can't share. A little alcohol.
No, you did that. All right, I'm ready.
A little lights on it, maybe. Let's go 500 here, and then we'll go, see if we go heavier.
Yep. Bloop, bloop.
Come on.
I hit which is weird, I hit a PR the other day on shoulder presses. Yeah, like on the machine there, that elevation, like the plated press, that one I usually top out at 4.5. And that's like a hard 4.5. I don't know what the hell was into me that day at the gym, but 5. Oh, I put 5, I did. No, nothing. Oh, less cardio. Ooh, that made me stronger. 5 minutes less cardio, but 5 plates. Like, what were we, 5 weeks out last week?
All right, let's get it.
Let's go, let's go. Come on. Easy, easy. Boop, boop.
Let's go.
Easy.
There you go. Come on. Keep driving. Give me another.
Hey.
Go.
Bang.
Come on. There we go.
One more.
I got you. Let's go.
Up.
There we go.
So one of the questions that I got, I do remember it. I had this guy on Instagram, he asked me, it's a good topic. He said, I hear people talk about growing into a show.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean? How does it happen? And is it like a real thing? And what it attributes to that. And what I want to say is, okay, if you're on performance enhancers and you're on a shitty diet before you start your actual diet, yes, you're gonna gain muscle, but what I mean growing into a show, I'm meaning you start at 200 pounds and you're on stage at 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Like that's real growing into a show, not just that you got
the big example was Kevin Levrone, who would be 220 off season and going to a show at 235, 240. And that's the biggest example. Now, the real uncut, unedited answer to that is that most guys under this gym, whatever it is, there's a lot of guys don't train hard all year long. They just all do is push gear. They get some semblance of muscle because they don't know how to train right and train hard. So they depend on that all year long. Which back in the days, in the 70s and 80s, guys, everybody grew into a show because nobody was pushing massive amounts of gear in the off season. They would only get on gear for a show. So these guys would train off season, all that kind of stuff, maintain a good physique, and then they would take their chemicals as they led into a show, not lasting 12 months out of the year, or let's be conservative, some of the guys do 10 months out of the year, but most guys push all year long. So they were very, very, very low, if anything, all year long, and then get ready for a show, then you start adding. So what happens is, obviously, your body fat goes down, you're gonna add muscle, so the body weight might stay the same or maybe add a little more, so that's how you grow into a show. But if you're pushing a huge amount of chemicals out off season, your body can't go anywhere from that. So the smart thing to do is save your body and don't do stuff until it's time. If you decide to go that route, don't do things until you decide to do a show, and then put yourself through the torture for like 12 weeks, but don't push it all year long because it's long term, it's not good for you, and it's not good to be for you on stage. By the time you get on stage, your body's burned out already.
Do I need to say anything else? Do I need to add to that? What he said? No, Carlos is absolutely correct about that. You know, a lot of people, they don't train hard in the off season. They take too much gear in the off season, and they eat like shit in the off season. So yeah, miraculously, when you do everything right pre-contest, you know, you're gonna grow. Granted, if your receptors aren't already fried from overdoing it in the off season. This off season, for instance, I kept on my size. Usually I get smaller in the off season, but I kept my size on just because I was stayed on a TRT dose, 150 a week. So that 150 a week at least maintained my size, allowed me to keep my strength in the gym. I was still rowing the 150s. Yeah. I was still getting as heavy as I can, but the biggest change in contest prep that you see with me is my legs start getting rounder and my waist starts, you know, getting smaller. So it makes you appear larger when in reality, you know, you're just kind of you're etching yourself out. But that's basically the gist of growing
I'll go part two
into a show. Oh, we forgot the main part is genetics.
Yeah. 12:15 here. Here we go. There's a few top Olympia champions that still do it to this day that way. Where they get off on the off season and come down and they build up for the show. Because in the last 10, 15 years, the whole thing was eat like a pig, take a bunch of gear, try to get huge in the off season, you get 20 pounds heavier when you get on stage. And I have yet to see that work for anybody.
Nobody.
Because they get so fat out of shape that by the end of the diet, it's so hard to lose the fat that they come back and you're right, it might weigh the same and then it looks sloppy and soft when you get on stage. Your skin is so soft and so fluffy from losing all that extra.
In other words, which I put this in one of my last posts, you gotta prep before the prep. Be prepared before the prep.
Yeah.
Do your homework before that.
Unless you're a beginner, you're not going to put on 20 pounds of muscle your first year. Especially if you're competing, there's no amount of drug that's going to put you 20 pounds of clean muscle in 1 year. And
then strip the fat to nothing.
I remember every year back to Olympia, I'm coming back 20 pounds heavier next year. Look, it's your third Olympia. If you lift it, you be 60 pounds heavier, and you weigh in every year about the same amount of weight, a pound or two heavier. But if I get, I'll come back 20 pounds heavier. You're not coming back 20 pounds. 20 pounds heavier is 20 pounds of steak. If you go to the grocery store, put 20 pounds of steak on your shopping cart. That is not humanly possible to put that much amount of muscle on your body. And most of the guys on your chest and arms.
There was only one prep that I could say that I really grew into the show that was so obvious was in 2012 I did a show with Stan McQuay, and I was 3 years drug-free. For real drug-free. I was 3 years drug-free, and I was eating maybe twice a day, maybe. I wasn't doing any exercise. I pretty much went to like a beginner, and then, you know, going into the USA 6 months, we went from 180 to 180.
Yeah.
On stage. It was from 180 to start to 180, and that's all, you know, clear receptors. Diet was perfect. Training was perfect. Like Carlos said, you're like, you only get those gains as if you're a beginner, and essentially you reset yourself like one.
Unless you go to a healing service and you get raised out of a wheelchair and you get back in the gym, then you get the 20 pounds from doing legs after getting healed from a paralysis, you know. But that's something too. But that'd be a great story. You gotta find one of those.
Whoa. Oh.
Yeah.
One more next one, drop on the next one.
Drop on the next one. Another question that I got that I remember off the top of my head. For you, what has been your best training split? Meaning, how many days on before you take a day off? Are you instinctual? Are you trained by instinct, or are you kind of you have a plan already?
I'll compare instinctual to meeting a girl. You think everything's going great, by the time you realize that you're screwed up, it's too late. you ever done moved the ring? It's like, damn, and I gotta backtrack on this one, you know? But the damage is done. So nothing you do in life should be instinctual. It should be a little bit freelance, but it should have common sense behind it. You know what I mean? No matter how in love you are, you don't move in just yet. You know, you take your time. So when it comes to training, you can be instinctual, but you have to always use common sense when it comes to training. Like it's science that after 2 days of hard, intense work, your central nervous system burns out. So if it's burning out, means by the time you get to day number 3, you're already kind of going on, you're not 100% there, so you start taking extra stimulants to kind of get yourself going. And usually what happens is you start digging a hole for yourself for recovery. So you want to take into account the science behind it. Your body can only go 100% only so many days in a row before your body kind of burns out. And so that's the idea behind, you know, use some instinct, but also use some common sense when it comes to science about what your body can do on a long term. So you can go 7 days in a row, but I guarantee you're not training all out 7 days in a row. We can do our cardio and all that kind of stuff, but you're not going to be doing a deadlift on Monday, a squat on Tuesday, a heavy bench on Wednesday, come back again on Thursday and do it again. It's not going to happen. Especially for a beginner.
Where are we at here?
Let's work here.
Work.
Yeah. Go 10 to 15, then we'll drop. Let's go.
No more.
Let's get it. Let's go. Smooth. The last question again, a lot goes into genetics, come into play, but also common sense. Genetics means some guys can do more than others. is given. You got to find your threshold, what works as far as how you can make gains and how you can't. Usually less is better. Some guys can get away with doing a little more, but the answer's not always doing more. It's come to the point where you got to kind of put it there, just work harder, not longer. And so, for the most part, most people are not naturally gifted. So you got to look at champions who are not naturally gifted, like I say, a Dorian Yates, who didn't have the genetics, let's say, a Ronnie Coleman. So he got off with doing less total volume and harder work, and that's what he responded. Not everybody's a natural freak. Like, I mean, we all had that kid in high school. I remember I did. You walk in junior high, you see, you know, he's in 7th grade, you guys dunking basketballs, you know what I mean? But he's a freak of nature. That kid could go to the gym and work out every single day for 2 hours, and he grow like a weed. You go in there, you're just gonna disappear because it's too much for your body. So again, the genetics of what you have come into play. So when I came in the gym, I knew I didn't have that kid's genetics. I had hardly anything. So I had to go, how can I maximize what I can do with my body? And it wasn't spending 6-7 days in a row in the gym. You know, I tried in the beginning, was cutting back, doing less volume, more intensity, more weight, and that's how my body responded to growing. And some guys just naturally can come in and get away with it.
That was good.
We can recover from a knee surgery.
That was a good answer. No, unless your brain's Warren.
You know? Yeah, but like in football, you know, Adrian Peterson tears his knee and is back in 6 months, and next year runs for 2,000 yards. You know what I mean? That's not human. That's an alien. That's like, doesn't happen. But that's nobody else does that.
So this prep, I did it a little bit different than my usual preps as far as training split goes, but very close to how I used to do it at nationals, meaning 2 back days a week, 1 heavy one that you guys saw and more of a touch-up day, and then 2 leg days, quad day, and then another is a hamstring and glute day. And I've been doing religiously. I need structure. If I don't have structure, I feel like I'm lost. So I write out my whole month already ahead of time. So it's 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off, and that's just mandatory. One of those days off is 1 full day off, and the other one is just a cardio day in the morning, and that's it. And then I hang out, and that's basically how it's worked for me. It's a back day because that's the day that I want to count coming off of the rest day. So it's a rest day and then immediately a back day, followed by a leg day, which my leg days, when you see them, they're not very heavy, but you'll see what I mean. They're not heavy leg days, but they're very effective days. And then a push day. So this would be, 1 day is gonna be a shoulder day, and then the following time is gonna be a chest day. And then I'll throw the arms with the push day. So that's basically it. I mean, I've had good success with a 3 on, 1 off, 3 on, 1 off, 3 on, 1 off. I used to do 5 on, 2 off, and it was like I couldn't recover enough. So
okay. When I was young and energetic, I did 3 on, 1 off to recover.
Now you do 1 on, 1 off.
We used to do like 6-7 days in a row, but I was 15, 16. That was different.
Oh shit.
Here we go.
Fuck. Just touching him. Yeah. I've been just doing these followed by these, and that's pretty much it at the end of the shoulder and the end of a.
Okay. I like these on the end of chest and try. That's the main, it's like a finisher on the whole.
Delta.
Yeah.
So I'm going to answer the most sought out question, or actually the most sought out answer. I'm going to give it to you. The question that is asked on a daily basis. The question that can easily be found out with a quick Google search. Can easily be found out if you followed me between last month and yesterday. I think I changed it. Santi, how tall are you? And I'm gonna give it to you right now. I'm 5, whopping 5. All right? Get your laughs in now, all right? Because you ain't gonna be laughing in 4 weeks. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, That's the most common question that I get on my Instagram page. How tall are you, Santi?
Answer just did my hair.
Well, depends who's measuring me. Yeah, if you're measuring me in Toronto, then I'm 5'6". But if you're measuring me in Chicago, then I'm 5'4".
Yeah, because the closer you get to the North Pole, the more it stretches you out.
Yes, the magnetic force of the hair gel
It's science, bro.
pulls you and your spines like this, and you get that extra half an inch. So, and that half an inch, by the way, in classic is
Santa Claus isn't really fat. In the North Pole, he's skinny, but as he gets closer down to us, the gravity pulls him down. That's why he gets fat, you know?
most people don't know that 1/2 an inch is a 5-pound difference for classic. So maybe not to you, 5'4", 5'5", that's the same shit. Yeah, until you have to lose 5 pounds 1 minute before you're supposed to get on the scale.
At the last second.
At the last second.
You already dialed it down. That's like going to McDonald's and you go for that dollar menu. It's not really a dollar menu. It's a dollar plus tax menu. So you show them with the dollar, you're not getting that double cheeseburger.
You're not getting anything.
All right? Unless you get that extra 7 cents.
Or unless they have the, you know how some places they have like the courtesy, the share.
Take a penny, leave a penny.
Yeah, take a penny, leave a penny. Yeah, that.
You need to get to the wrong McDonald's fund and have a.
Go into the poor kids fund.
Come on.
You dick. You dick.
I'm hungry, man. I've been prepping for 16 weeks.
The little guy, the little kid in the front of the picture, he's not gonna notice the 1 penny.
We're both suffering here, man.
He's not gonna notice.
I've been on prep. You don't understand this, man. I know you have a sickness of it.
Me and Carlos, among the many things that we have in common, we share a common love for the Golden Arches. And I have a YouTube video of us after the Arnold chowing down some McDonald's.
I was injured in that video. I had a chipped tooth. I needed to be removed. Next time. Stay kid, a little heavier. Easy or so-so?
Go up a little bit more.
I get our 10 to 15 on that.
Yeah. So that's my favorite. When people ask me, what is your favorite cheat meal or place to eat after a show? The obvious one is going to be my grandmother's house, and then after that, it's going to be McDonald's. I don't know why. I don't know. I love the Big Macs, and we just annihilated it. We go we're there at the airport with our fake tans. People are like, what the fuck is going on? And we sit there and I order, and then the lady's like, I'm like, whoa, that's my order. It's his turn.
It was $55 worth of food for 2 people.
$55. It was a smorgasbord. It was perfect. It was like a buffet of deliciousness. They didn't have the McRib though at the time.
Nah, they didn't have McRib.
They didn't have McRib. They didn't have the.
They had the extra Big Mac at that time. What was it called?
It was the Grand Mac or
The
something.
Grand Mac,
The one that they use the quarter pounder patties for the Big Mac. Those are delicious, especially now the new quarter pounders and freshly made. Delicious. Great. Luckily, I was blessed with decent arms. I remember when I first started training, it was only arms and chest. That's all I would train every day. Arms and chest, arms and chest, arms and chest. I think I built a good base back in the day. It's either that or my T-Rex arms. I don't know which one you could attribute it to. You know, maybe if my arms were like normal 3 more inches, they would look not so big. I'm not complaining, whatever. Thanks God.
Service purpose.
They do. And it's not reaching to the top shelf either. Unless the top shelf, we're talking about like vodka, then there's some top shelf there. Okay. So the only person up here that I can relate to, I mean, other than Franco, because he's behind.
I have it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Danny Padilla.
Oh, he was the best.
Did you see him in the show?
Perfect. Perfect. He should have won the show.
That was
It was
just.
perfect. The giant kid, they're OG giant killer.
It was that show was like out of hand. I was like,
He was perfect.
one excuse
He
they
had the
gave for
perfect,
not winning
perfect
was,
front double. Just legs right under and just.
yeah, but one of the reasons we gave for not winning was he usually doesn't look that way. I don't care, but he looked that way that day. He's like, you know, I was like,
Wait, they said because he
because
usually.
he usually doesn't. He would never.
Yeah, that's
so
a
it's like,
good thing.
Yeah, I'm like, you reward the guy
That's
for
the
how he looks that
point.
day. You know what I mean? That. Well, the other guy usually looks better. Well, still, he doesn't. You know what I mean?
Excuse me, but I thought the show was today.
Yeah, it's like any
Not
fight. Usually he would win
a
a
week.
fight, but he didn't
But
finish.
he
Yeah,
did not today.
Oh,
Great.
him and then Tom Platz looked pretty good too, but Danny was out of hand. And Roy Callender, that show too. See, I'm saying names that you like 90% of you people don't listen or know. The reason why you don't know anything about bodybuilding or how to train because you don't know none of the history. Learn some of the history, you learn a lot how to train and how to do things right. Instead of trying to reinvent the wheel every time you come to the gym.
So if I look like this every day, do you think that they would have me win versus the day of the show?
You know? Don't peek at the day of the show. Just post
I just
pictures.
gotta keep posting on Instagram. Just keep posting on Instagram. It's like, you know what? Let's refer to the IG. Let's, you know what? Forget about this right now. Let's look at the IG. Because none of these are filtered.
Somebody be like, I'm gonna challenge your judgment.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Instagram post this
I'm throwing
day.
a red flag.
You know, but then it's like for a winner like that, it sucks because you win and you don't, and you can't enjoy the win because nobody, you know, everybody's booing you.
Well,
And,
what
you know?
did we talk about the other?
Yeah.
Do you rather lose at your best, or do you rather win knowing you were not your best?
After that Olympia, Tom Platz the next 2 years made more money than any bodybuilder ever with his appearances, and he didn't win. He came in second.
Yep. Well, he went to the Vince McMahon's with what's his name? Gary Stridham. Gary Stridham.
Mike Christian.
Wow. That's Vince McMahon.
Mike Wynn, Mike Christian, David Durr,
That was legit.
Aaron Baker.
That was legit.
Yeah, good names there too.
One more.
Let's go. Hold it.
I love how there's a song in the background.
Hey, Culo. All right, so this is the part where we're done, and I actually brought my meal with me this time, which I usually don't bring my meal, but I've been hungry as fuck after training lately that I can't even wait till I get home to eat. I have to eat it.
I mean, I live 2 minutes from here, so it's when I go elevation, I take my shake though.
Yeah, because you got a little drive to go.
I'll be okay to say you just kind of accidentally get stuck with 3 hours from traffic.
Yeah, that's. Boom, 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 boom. So I've been using the Universal protein, their banana cream for my cream of rice. So good.
Is it whey isolate or what?
Yeah, whey isolate.
But I did
banana cream.
You don't buy Vitamin Shop brand. I went to Vitamin Shop, buy one get one half off. They got their isolate. They have the fruity cereal flavor.
Ooh.
So I mix that with Greek yogurt, and then I use the plain no sugar oat cereal, like Cheerios. That's no sugar. So instead of oatmeal, I mix it in there. So you feel like you're eating kid cereal.
In there. So this in it has 1.5 scoops of whey isolate. I believe it's 70. I have to look at my notes, but I believe it's 70 grams of weighed of cream of rice, the Gerber brand. Some salt, some cinnamon, and some Splenda. So that concludes Titty Day, Titty Tuesday, and some triceps. I'm having my post-workout meal, and again, we're short 4.5 weeks out already. We're cutting it close to that 30-day mark, and I hope that you guys are enjoying the content, and I'm doing more content now as the show is getting closer. Doing videos with world-class Nick Trigilli. You can catch out on his page, on his channel. But if you like what you see, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, follow me on IG. That is at IFBB_Santi, right? Is that my at IFBB? I'm so fucking fucked up already. At IFBB_Santi, and check out the Paragon waist tapers, and let me know what you think. Peace.